to getting in the habit.
Good morning, beautiful Harrison, Arkansas. My name is Ty Freeman here with the Harrison Regional Chamber of Commerce as a representative for Bank OZK located here in Harrison. Today we are welcoming CASA of North Arkansas. This morning we also would like to welcome and thank the many individuals who are shown up today in the red jackets for our ambassadors, the mayor's office, Senator Bozeman's office, and anybody else that came out for the ribbon cutting. So this morning I'm going to pass it off to Miss Melissa Collins with Weichert Realty.
All right. I'm with the chamber as well as the chair of the chamber for 2021. CASA is a staple that's been a part of our community for a number of years. The chamber is all about business, but it's also about nonprofits and supporting nonprofits and promoting nonprofits within our community. Harrison is a tremendous giving community, and CASA is one that helps our youth in the area. Very, very important role that they have with the number of volunteers that we have. So, if you're a nonprofit and you're seeing this promotion, please get in touch with Bob, Wilson, and Lloyd at the chamber, and we want to help promote your nonprofit as well. And we also have with us today, very excited to have Elijah from Senator Bozeman's office. Here he is.
Thank you, guys. I just want to keep it short and sweet here. We appreciate the work that Bob and the chamber do here in Harrison, and we specifically appreciate the work that CASA does. They're a huge involvement here in the community. I know that the mayor is very appreciative of the work they do for the youth here, and so this is a big deal and an exciting day, and we're excited and happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Good deal. Thank you, Elijah. This is a special ribbon cutting for me. I had the honor of being on the founding board for CASA, and you folks can only imagine 22 years ago when nobody has ever heard of CASA, trying to explain then what it was. But the board did a great job. But I think the real involvement by far is my wife, Peggy, and our family. Peggy not only is on the board now, she was on the board previously. She was a staff member, but she was the number one. She was the very first volunteer advocate for CASA. So, and she worked many, many years at that. And you folks know that's where it really happens, between the advocate and the kids. And we've got a great judge now, and I believe Judge Susie is still on board. And I am also told, and I believe it without a doubt, this is the best director by far that CASA's ever had. Tracy?
Thank you, Mayor Jackson, for that introduction. And yes, Peggy was our very first volunteer advocate for CASA, and she actually only stepped down as an advocate about 2 years ago. So we've been fortunate to have her as one of our longest serving advocates here in Boone County. As I always tell everybody, I feel like I should come with a warning label when you ask me to talk about CASA, because it's my heart. I'm really passionate, and I can get emotional, and I can also talk for a very long time about what we do. So I actually prepared some notes so that I wouldn't keep you here all day. First, I wanted to say thank you to Lloyd and Ty and Melissa and the board and Mayor Jackson and Elijah for coming out. We really appreciate it. This is pretty exciting for us. It's a big day. And we are, well, as I said, I didn't sleep last night. I was so excited. We're really, really happy to be here with you all today. I'd like to take a second to recognize my staff. They're the engine that drives us. They keep us going. Let's see. Brianna Horn is our Boone County Advocate Supervisor and our Teen Services Coordinator. Carrie, there she is. Carrie Zabo is our Outreach Coordinator, Special Events Planner Extraordinaire, and Social Media Guru. And Mariah Grammer, who couldn't be with us this morning, is our Baxter, Marion, and Newton County Advocate Supervisor. And I am so fortunate to have such an extraordinary team. They are amazing and all rock stars in my book. I'd like to also recognize my board of directors, several who have joined us this morning. Shonda Tapley, raise your hand please, ma'am. She's our board chair. Becky, Becky's behind me. Becky is our treasurer and biggest cheerleader. And I see Chuck Eddington back there. And I think that's it for our board. If there's anybody that I missed, let me know. Thank you all for coming. They keep us going in the right direction. They help us with strategic planning, make sure they provide a lot of financial oversight, and just kind of keep the ship going in the right direction. CASA of North Arkansas has been fighting for children in the 14th Judicial District, which is Baxter, Boone, Marion, and Newton counties, since 2000, as Mayor Jackson said. We're a volunteer organization, so our volunteer advocates who have to go through 30 hours of training and court observation before they can take their first case, they are the heart, they are the core, they are the soul of all CASA organizations. And we're lucky to have a few of them here with us today. If you all would raise your hand, or I'll call you out by name because I see you. We wouldn't exist without our volunteers. I was fortunate enough to start with this program as a volunteer back in 2016, and it's still my heart. I'm lucky enough that my staff kind of lets me stay involved in some of the cases, because helping children, changing a child's story, helping them find a safe, permanent home, that's why we do what we do. The people who volunteer for CASA, they're the ones who are out there in the community every day, providing a voice for children in the juvenile justice system, for children who often have no one else to speak for them. Our advocates are often the most stable, consistent person in a child's life, and they stay with them throughout the length of their case as it goes through the system. They volunteer their time, their energy, and their whole hearts and souls to fight for our kids, and they become our kids. You know you've become a CASA, whether you're staff, board, or volunteer, when you start calling them our kids and our parents. They're yours. As the juvenile court's eyes and ears for children in foster care, these volunteer advocates speak up on the child's behalf and help them through what is often the most traumatic, scary, and confusing time of their lives. And they help them navigate the system and stand by their side through every hearing. The children we serve have been removed from their homes due to abuse, neglect, or abandonment, and many feel very, very much alone until they meet their CASA. While the foster care system comprises many talented and passionate professionals, it's also overburdened. Our attorney ad litems may juggle 100 cases. Caseworkers may have to juggle 25 to 30. It's an overwhelmed, overburdened system, and they do their very best. But our CASA advocates have 1 to 2 cases that may have one child or a whole sibling group, so they're able to focus all their time and energy on that one case. They devote their attention closely monitoring each child's situation and making sure that their needs are met and any services ordered through the court are actually provided. They also track the parents' progress and help to provide guidance and information to the families, including the foster families as well. Volunteer advocates act as fact finders for our judges, providing them with information that they might not ever get otherwise. CASAs gather information from court documents, social worker files, educational, medical, and therapy records. They speak with the children's family, foster parents, social workers, healthcare providers, and any other professionals involved in their lives. The CASAs use this information as well as firsthand observations to advocate and provide a voice for their child in a court setting. The CASA's role is to consider what's in the child's best interest, and that's it. We don't work for anyone but our child. CASAs provide the children with stability and consistency, and many of our CASAs build and maintain lifelong relationships with the children that they advocate for. More than 400 children come into foster care in the 14th Judicial District every year. We currently have 34 active volunteer advocates, and with those advocates, we're able to serve a little less than half of those children. So we're on a big push and a big recruitment drive, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't put in a plug for volunteers. So if you or anyone you know is interested in becoming an advocate, give me a call and I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I'm always happy to talk about CASA. I'd like to say that this is a really, really exciting time for CASA of North Arkansas. We are more committed than ever to our mission to help every child in foster care in our area find a safe, permanent home. In this, our 21st year, we are poised for growth. We have made big strides in the last 2 years. We've begun a recruitment drive to recruit more volunteers to provide a voice for more children in foster care in our area. We've launched a new program called CASA Cares to provide much needed items for children in foster care that they're not able to get otherwise. We hired a teen services coordinator to make sure that teens in care get all the services that they're entitled to and to help them go on and become successful adults when they leave care. And we recently held our biggest ever in the history of the program fundraiser. We had our Jeeping event last Saturday where 91 Jeeps showed up and rolled out, and it was a lot of fun. Even though it was a day like this, it was cold and rainy, and they still suited up and showed up, and we had a great silent auction, and the community showed up to support us as well. We had lots of donations, and just, it was overwhelming. Let me just say that from my perspective, and having been with this group for a little over 4 years now, Saturday was overwhelming. We were in tears more than once at the sight of the Jeeps coming across the bridge on Lake Shore and pulling into the lot and getting their CASA ducks. It was a great day, and I think it marked the next step for us, which is to continue to grow this program. Our goal is to double our advocate pool in the next couple of years, and we are actively seeking funding to help us obtain that goal. And so the last thing that I want to say is that we are often overwhelmed by the generosity of the Harrison community. We have yet to have an occasion that we didn't call out for some help or some assistance or something, that people didn't show up in far greater numbers than we ever anticipated. So as the director of the program, I just want to say thank you to the Harrison community. Thank you to Mayor Jackson and to the Chamber for all the support that you provide for us. We are so, so grateful.
Hey, Tracy, thank you for telling the CASA story. It's a powerful story. The community is thrilled to have the organization here to support us, to help us grow. Thanks to you, the advocates, the team, the board. You guys do great work. And let's make this official. Before it rains, let's cut that ribbon. There you go. All right. Welcome.